After 60, strength doesn't vanish in one big moment. It slips away quietly in the small movements you stop doing. And the stiffness you call normal aging is often your body asking for better movement, not more rest. If you want to stay healthy and independent as you age, hit that subscribe button right now. We share science-backed health tips like this every single day. Over years of watching the same pattern show up again and again, one thing becomes very clear. The people who stay steady, strong, and independent are usually not doing fancy workouts. They're doing simple moves, often in their own home, again and again until those moves become part of daily life. That is what keeps you getting out of a chair without help, walking without fear, and moving with less pain. Here's the problem. After 60, your body starts to punish stillness faster than it used to. Muscles shrink, joints stiffen, balance gets lazy. Your brain still sends the signal, but the body answers a little slower. And when that happens, stairs feel steeper, grocery bags feel heavier, and one bad step can change everything. But the good news is just as real. The right daily exercises can wake that system back up. Now, before we continue, tell me your age and where you're watching from in the comments. This helps us understand who we're helping. Here's what most people get wrong. They think staying safe means moving less. They think pain means stop. They think if an exercise does not leave you sweaty, it does not count. But that advice can backfire after 60. Your body is not like a phone battery that gets saved by shutting everything down. It is more like a front door hinge. If you never use it, it gets rusty. If you move it the right way, it stays smooth. Look, I'm not telling you to ignore serious pain. Let me be clear. Sharp pain, chest pressure, new dizziness, or sudden swelling are warning signs. But everyday stiffness is often made worse by too little movement, not too much. A 2024 study from Ohio University found that older adults with leg weakness had reduced nerve signaling to the thigh muscles, and the researchers predicted that this drop could reduce muscle strength by up to 26%. In simple terms, the message from your brain gets weaker like a dim flashlight battery. If you do not train the path fades, and the stakes are high. About 1 in 4 older adults falls each year. Many never fully trust their body the same way again. That is why these exercises matter, not because they look impressive, but because they protect the moves you use every single day. So let's get into the 5 daily exercises that can help you stay strong and move pain-free. Number 5, chair stands. Most people think this is too easy to matter, but actually this may be one of the most important strength moves you can do after 60. Why? Because your life is full of chair stands. Getting off the couch, getting off the toilet, standing up at church, getting out of the car. If that move gets weak, everything else starts to wobble. Your thighs and hips are your body's engine. Chair stands train that engine. They teach your legs to push and your hips to straighten. Think of it like teaching your body to rise out of a hole. If the legs cannot drive upward, the back starts cheating, the knees start complaining, and your hands start grabbing for help. That is when independence begins to shrink. A 2024 study from Ohio University found that weaker older adults had less nerve drive to the leg muscles, and that reduced signal could cut strength by up to 26%. That matters because chair stands do more than build muscle. They remind the brain how to recruit the muscle. Not just bigger muscles, better communication. Here's how to do it. Use a sturdy chair that does not slide. Sit near the front edge. Put your feet flat on the floor, about hip width apart. Pull them slightly back so your knees are bent and your heels stay grounded. Cross your arms over your chest if you can. If not, place your hands lightly on your thighs. Lean your chest forward like you are smelling soup on the table. Then press through your heels and stand all the way up. Squeeze your butt at the top. Pause for 1 second. Then sit back down slowly like you are lowering yourself onto thin ice and do not want to crack it. Start with 5 repetitions, rest, then do 5 more. If that feels okay after a few days, build to 8, then 10. If standing without hands is too hard, use your fingertips on the chair arms just enough to guide you. If your knees hurt, raise the seat with a folded pillow or use a slightly taller chair. Do not drop, do not bounce. Control is the goal. And if you want this move to work better, feed the muscle after you train it. Aim for 20 to 30 grams of protein in one meal. That could be 3 ounces of chicken for about 26 grams, or 1 cup of Greek yogurt for about 17 grams, plus 2 eggs for about 12 grams. Your muscles are like workers on a repair crew. Exercise is the phone call, protein is the building material, but wait until you see number 4, because this next move helps with something many older adults ignore until it becomes a problem. Number 4, wall push-ups. Most people think push-ups are only for young people on a gym floor, but actually wall push-ups may be one of the safest ways to keep your upper body strong after 60. The upper body strength matters more than you think. How do you catch yourself when you trip? How do you push open a heavy door? How do you get out of bed or up from the arm of a chair? You use your chest, shoulders, arms, and core. Here's the thing. Weak arms can make a strong pair of legs less useful. If your lower body is the engine, your upper body is the steering wheel, wall push-ups train your pushing muscles without punishing your joints. They are not flashy, but they are functional. A 2022 study from Harvard Medical School that followed more than 115,000 adults aged 65 and older found that when strength training was added to regular aerobic activity, the risk of death dropped by 30%. That does not mean wall push-ups are magic. It means strength work matters even later in life, not extreme training, consistent training. Here's how to do it. Stand facing a wall, about arm's length away. Place your hands on the wall a little wider than shoulder width. Keep your body in one straight line from head to heel. Now bend your elbows and bring your chest toward the wall. Do not let your hips sag. Do not shrug your shoulders up into your ears. Then press the wall away and return to the start. That press should feel smooth, not jerky. Start with 8 repetitions, rest for 30 to 45 seconds, then do one more set of 8. If that feels too easy after a week, step your feet a little farther back. If your wrists bother you, change hand position slightly outward. If your shoulders pinch, lower your hands a bit and keep the elbows at about a 45-degree angle instead of flaring them straight out. To support these muscles, include a calcium-rich and protein-rich food during the day. Try 1 cup of milk for about 300 milligrams of calcium and 8 grams of protein, or 3 ounces of canned salmon with bones for roughly 180 milligrams of calcium and about 22 grams of protein. Strong muscles protect joints. Strong bones support strong muscles. You want both. Quick question. Have you experienced trouble pushing yourself up from a chair or bed? Comment yes or no below. But wait until you see number 3, because this next one looks almost too simple, yet it can change the way you walk. Number 3, heel raises. Most people think heel raises are just ankle exercises, but actually they are walking exercises, balance exercises, and stair exercises all rolled into one. Every step you take ends with your calf helping push you forward. If your calves are weak, your walk gets shorter, slower, and less steady. You start shuffling. And shuffling is where trouble begins. Your calf is like the spring under a screen door. When it is strong, movement feels light and smooth. When it is weak, every step feels heavy. Heel raises help you push off the ground, steady the ankle, and support the knee above it. That means better walking and often less strain through the legs. A 2020 study from UC San Diego School of Medicine found that older women who spent the most time standing had a 37% lower risk of death than those who stood less. Why does that matter here? Because time on your feet matters. Your body likes being upright. Heel raises are one of the safest ways to train that upright strength, especially if longer walks still bother your joints. Here's how to do it. Stand behind a kitchen chair or at the counter. Rest your fingertips lightly for balance. Put your feet hip-width apart. Slowly lift your heels off the ground until you feel your weight move onto the balls of your feet. Hold for 1 second at the top, then lower all the way down slowly. Do not rush the drop. The lowering part matters just as much as the lift. Start with 10 repetitions. If both feet together are too hard, do smaller lifts. If both feet are easy, pause for 2 seconds at the top. Later, work up to 15 repetitions. Then try doing them with less hand support. If you get foot cramps, stop, stretch the calf, and restart later with fewer reps. This move works even better when your muscles are well hydrated and getting enough minerals from food. A medium banana gives you about 420 milligrams of potassium. 1 cup of cooked spinach gives you about 150 milligrams of magnesium. Those nutrients do not replace exercise, but they help muscles contract and relax the way they should. Before we go further, if this is making sense so far, hit that like button. It tells me you want more videos like this. But wait until you see number 2, because this next move trains the one thing people notice only after they start losing it. Number 2, heel to toe walk. Most people think balance is something you either have or you do not have, but actually balance is a skill, and like any skill, it gets rusty when you stop practicing it. Heel to toe walking teaches your body to stay steady in a narrow path. That matters when you walk through a crowded store, step around a pet, or move through a dark hallway at night. Balance is not just in your feet, it is a team sport between your eyes, your inner ear, your nerves, and your muscles. Think of it like a 4-way stop sign. If one part gets slow, the others have to react faster. Practicing heel to toe walking teaches the whole team to work together again. The 2023 study discussed by Tufts University School of Medicine found that balance and functional exercises reduce the rate of falls by 24% in older adults. That is not a small number. That is the difference between feeling unsure every time you move and feeling like your body still belongs to you. Here's how to do it safely. Stand near a hallway wall or kitchen counter. Put one foot directly in front of the other so the heel of the front foot almost touches the toes of the back foot. Take 8 to 10 slow steps forward like that. Keep your eyes looking ahead, not down at your feet the whole time. Use the wall with one hand if needed. Then turn carefully and walk back. If that is too hard, leave a small gap between heel and toe. If it is too easy, slow down more. Yes, slower, not faster. Slower gives your brain time to learn. Do 2 passes down the hallway once or twice a day, and if you have neuropathy, severe dizziness, or very poor balance, do this only with solid support nearby. For joint nerve support, make sure you are not skimping on vitamin D and calcium in your meals. Try 1 cup of fortified milk with about 100 to 120 IU of vitamin D and 300 milligrams of calcium, or 3 ounces of sardines with roughly 325 milligrams of calcium. Food will not fix balance by itself, but weak bones and weak muscles make balance losses more dangerous. I'd love to hear your story. What made you click on this video today? Share in the comments, but wait until you see number 1, because this may be the safest daily exercise of all, and it teaches your body how not to panic when weight shifts. Number 1, slow weight shifts. Most people think strength comes from lifting more, but actually after 60, strength often starts with learning how to control your own body weight. Slow weight shifts teach you how to move from one leg to the other without fear. That sounds simple, it is not. This is the hidden skill behind walking, turning, stepping up a curb, and catching yourself before a stumble becomes a fall. When you shift weight well, your body acts like a well-balanced shopping cart. It rolls where you want it to go. When you shift weight poorly, it feels like one wheel is stuck and the cart keeps pulling sideways. That is when turning feels awkward and first steps feel risky. A 2018 study reported by Harvard Medical School found that older adults who practice Tai Chi had 58% fewer falls than those doing stretching and 31% fewer falls than people doing a mix of aerobics, strength, balance, and flexibility work. Why was Tai Chi so powerful? Because it teaches slow control, steady breathing, and smooth weight transfer. That is exactly what this exercise builds. Here's how to do it. Stand tall behind a counter. Put both feet a little wider than hip width. Soften your knees. Now shift your body weight slowly onto your right foot without leaning your whole body sideways. Hold for 2 to 3 seconds. Then shift to the left foot and hold again. Keep your chest lifted and your breathing calm. Do not rush. Do not sway wildly. You are teaching your body to trust one leg at a time. Start with 10 total shifts, 5 each side. As you improve, lightly lift the unweighted foot an inch off the floor for 1 second before setting it down. That turns the move into a balanced row without making it scary. This is a great morning exercise because it wakes up your hips, ankles, and brain all at once. If you want less joint irritation while doing these daily moves, include anti-inflammatory foods more often. A 3-ounce serving of salmon gives you around 1,500 milligrams of omega-3 fats, depending on the type. 2 tablespoons of ground flaxseed add about 3 grams of fiber and plant omega-3s. No, food is not a miracle, but better fuel can make movement feel smoother over time. Now let's pump the brakes for a second. I'm not saying this to scare you, but you do need to use common sense. If you have chest pain, severe shortness of breath, fainting, or new one-sided weakness, stop and get medical help. If you recently had surgery, a fracture, or a joint replacement, ask your doctor or physical therapist which moves are safe and when to start. Also be careful if you take blood pressure medicine because standing exercises may make you feel lightheaded at first. If you take insulin or other diabetes medicine, do not exercise on an empty stomach if that has caused low blood sugar before. If you have severe osteoporosis, avoid sudden twisting or dropping into a chair. If you have advanced arthritis, start with a smaller range of motion, not a deeper one. Not no movement, smaller movement. And let me be clear about pain. Mild muscle work, mild stiffness, and a little soreness the next day can be normal. Sharp pain, joint locking, swelling that grows, numbness, or pain that gets worse each session is not normal. That is your cue to stop and get checked. Your goal is not to win the workout. Your goal is to feel safer and stronger next month than you do today. So you're convinced, but thinking, how do I actually do this? Keep it simple. Start with the easiest version of each move. In the morning, do 10 slow weight shifts at the kitchen counter. Before lunch, do 10 heel raises. In the afternoon, do 8 wall push-ups. In the evening, do 5 chair stands and 1 hallway pass of heel-to-toe walking. That whole routine can take less than 10 minutes. If even that feels like too much, cut it in half. 5 minutes still counts, 1 set still counts, holding the counter still counts. Here's the thing. Your body does not care about perfection, it cares about repetition. Not one big heroic day, but many small faithful days. And you do not need fancy gear. Use a sturdy chair, a wall, a hallway, and your kitchen counter. If you want a little more challenge later, add a resistance band or 2 light soup cans. But first, master your own body weight. That is the cheapest gym you will ever have. Look, there's a lot of noise out there. People will tell you that you need complicated programs, expensive machines, or an hour a day to stay strong after 60. You don't. You need a few smart movements that match real life. Movements that help you stand, push, walk, balance, and shift your weight with confidence. You don't need to overthink this. Start with just chair stands and heel raises if that feels easiest. Do them daily for 1 week, then add 1 more move. Your body will tell you if it's working. Getting out of a chair feels easier, stairs feel less heavy, and your walk feels more steady. If this helped you, hit that like button. And if you want more videos like this, make sure you're subscribed because we post new health tips every single day. Stay healthy, stay strong.